Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, so gonna give some update. GTLA update. Uh, Signs of love, etc. So before we do that, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That is, if you want to support the channel, which you do. Information's in the description for Zelle. It's an app. You'll figure it out. Okay, let's do this. So, talked to my producer out in LA last night, Niles Buckner. I hope that he didn't mind me saying his full name. Anyway, so we've known each other since like '98. I wrote a script called Going to LA. Then he storyboarded it with got a real photographer. I mean, long story short is we busted our asses to try to option this thing. Got close. And I've told this before, if you follow me, I've had 3 or 4 podcasts on this. And then his son, Cree, is an actor who's doing really well. And he's in a movie, Signs of Love. And it's got Hopper Penn, Cree, of course. I think it's Rosanna Arquette. There's some, Dylan Penn is also in it. Awesome. So go check that out again, Signs of Love. And yeah, so the GTLA story, again, long story short, because this could be a long one is that I wrote a script called Going to LA. I, pitched it around at the time when St. Louis, I had like a haggard kind of entertainment attorney. And then I entered it I got second runner up in the Nickel Fellowship, which is like the Oscars kind of screenplay for, this, that, and everything. I got second runner up. Jack Lemmon was the one that the actor Jack Lemmon was the one that actually read it because they sent it out to people who, I guess, the Oscar member, whatever. He happened to read, and he loved it. Somewhere I got a letter of Jack, and that's what got me to Los Angeles. I think I won the Nickel Fellowship in like '96. That year, I also went to like a writers' conference in Glendale. That's the first time I went to LA. I stayed for a weekend, and I got to pitch Gail Ann Hurd, and she was rude. By the time I moved up in '98, I ran into Niles. It's funny because his room at the time, this guy named Steve, he's passed. Say a prayer for Steve. He connected us, and Steve was crazy. I mean, me and Niles are survivors, man. We survived all that crazy stuff, and thrived too. So going to LA, long story short, 2 guys robbed a bank robber and had, whatever. That's the story behind it. I don't want to give too many details because, there's people like this steal your intellectual property. And we pitched like major companies. We've met with readers. We went to Band Apart, which is Quentin Tarantino's production company. At the time, it was Quentin Tarantino and Lawrence Bender was the guy's name. And then all their underlings. And usually people were like, what did you, because we were just go-getters. We just made shit happen, or Niles did. And it's a shame that we didn't get a chance because, we should have, for no fault of our own. I think it's a lot of it politics, and, we were a little different than most people, meaning we were just wild men. And we reeked of the wild man kind of, you can't really fake that or try to be not like, no, I'm not, So Skip, I wrote a book, I did all these other things. I was in bands, blah, blah, blah. And Niles rewrote the Going to LA. Now it's GTLA. He did a great job on it. It's awesome. I'm not just saying that, like, because he knows I would say something if I didn't like it. I would be nitpicking and all, but no, man, I love how it ends. Like the ending scene is this, it's cool, it's funny, it's like, so we got 2 scripts. We got the original one, then we got GTLA, or the making of GTLA, I should say. We could kill two birds with one stone. I just don't get how Hollywood is. See, it's not about your talent. It's not about. I mean, you got to get lucky too. You got to have some luck. Um, but as far as like how we're trying to do it, as far as like trying to keep all the our the ownership basically. We don't want to option it off to someone. We're like, okay, you guys can split 7% of the gross between you. Like what? Like 3.5%, huh? A lot of times that's what they want. They want it all, and you have to. Of course, you'll make money, but man, you're just getting like pennies compared to what they're getting. We probably could have already did that if we want to do that, but we want to keep ownership. We want to make the film. Now, as a director, it's just like, hey, I'm more behind the scenes. At the time, it was him and I going to be in the film. We were younger. Now we're too old. Look at me. And I wouldn't want to do it. Trying to be all, fuck, I'm in my 50s now. If it was up to me, I'd have Hopper, Penn, and Cree do it. Because Hopper and Cree are already friends. They've been in movies together. They got a chemistry. Bam, there you go. But, a lot of times that's people, actors, they have schedules and this, that, they might not want to. Who knows? But I'm grateful to have Niles. I'm grateful to have, again, be a survivor, being alive, being able to, I lived in LA for like 24 years. I miss LA. I do. And grateful that I'm still around, got my wits about me. Most of the people that Niles and I know are good fast. They're gone. In the graveyards and stuff. And it'll happen to everybody when you get older. If you survive, that's what's, But going to LA, it's kind of like our pet project. We've stuck together. It's hard to, keep like a dream alive, basically, and we also know it's good because we wouldn't have been able to. That's another thing. Like, I don't get why. I get it. I kind of get it because we weren't willing to just give it away and get like a, because writers, man, see in LA, if you write a script, well, you're low on the totem pole, man, unless you become someone and you're making like major movies and stuff. But if you're just you don't want that. You want to have some back end. You want to have like a producer credit. You want to, you want to keep a hold of your intellectual property. And I get it. Sometimes they're like, well, give us this and we'll give you more next time. Well, you might get like a 3-movie deal or 5, who knows? So technically you have 2 scripts. We could shoot them both. And now with the technology and we could do this. And it's a road film. So those are kind of tricky, but then again, they're easy to shoot if you know what you're doing. And again, check out Cree and Hopper in Signs of Love. I'm sure where is it on? It's on. You can stream it on. I forgot. He's going to kill me that that's just how I am, though. I'm kind of like, I tend to be somewhat of a nitwit sometimes. But yeah, we really put in the effort, even back in the day, to get this done. And he's got all the storyboards and the photo shoots that we did and this, that, and the other. And, I've talked about how we met with readers of the Oliver Stone's reader we met with. And what a reader is. They work for a production company owned by a director or whatever production house. And they go through and find what's good. And they might be given a direction like, hey, we're just doing this type of this, that. There's productions that just do action films, that do love movies, that do whatever, funny, comedy, I don't know. So they have to go through and read, and what they like, oh my God, and they take it back to, they're like a liaison. And, we met with like Oliver Stone. I've told this story. Oliver Stone's reader, she was cool at first. Like, oh yeah, I love this. We used to meet people at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Melrose, right across from like Johnny Rockets. And we had the outdoor patio. We, sitting there. And first she was cool. Next meeting, we come back. She doesn't like it. It's degrading, blah, 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 violent, this, that. And we're like, what happened to the person? And I've told this story before. And then time goes by, maybe a month, and we're meeting with some other person, and here she comes up to and begging us for a job. Like, give me a job, Charlie. Give me a job now. What, huh? You chewed us out. You didn't even, you ruined it for us and Oliver Stone. Shit. Well, I got fired. And we were like, literally, we're not even in a position to hire anybody. Like, hire you? You're crazy. And that's the kind of stuff you have to go through. It's like, even if you're certain like level, there's always bullshit you got to weed through. But yeah, GTLA, making of GTLA, going to LA, then making of GTLA. It's a road film, taken heavily from like the 60s, 70s road film, Easy Rider. I love that kind of stuff. And I wrote that in like 94, 95. Again, by the time it was finished in 96, I, I solicited it. It's called. You got to have an entertainment attorney. You just can't, it's like, here's my script. No, you got to, do it right. I got the second runner-up in the Nickel Fellowship. Then I wrote a script called Walk-Ins, and I made a short film, like a half-hour film for that. I got nominated for a local Emmy in St. Louis. Pardon me. Didn't win, but I have an Emmy pin and a card and all this. Matter of fact, I found that. I was going through some stuff, and I came across my. I need to take a picture of that. Because I think I was a local Emmy member too for like a year. That's what part of the thing that I got. At the time, see, I should have been more braggadocious and stuff. Like that to me I didn't even care. Like, oh, an Emmy, and they're like, well, it's a local Emmy. I go, yeah, but I didn't want to concentrate on that. I'm the talent. I'm the artist. That to me is just. I know people claim that, like, oh, I don't know, but in my case, it's true. Like, I get nervous around all these, like, and I'm actually a shy person, believe it or not. And I don't like the scene, like the Hollywood, like, martini party kind of shit. That ain't me, man. I drink beer, I don't like the schmooze, It's probably held me back. It's probably like a personality defect I have. I should be better at that. Because that's what you do in Hollywood. You're supposed, I didn't like that. Nas is better at it than me. But I'm better with my dogs around, and I'm like creating. That's what I do. You can't be somebody you're not. That's part. If I have any genius, it's acknowledging that I'm like, hey, this is what I have. I'm in this box. We all have like limited capabilities. And then what you do is you work on what you got. What do you have? I've got me. Then you just, perfect that. Work on that. Don't try to be. I think that's people's problems. Is they're, no, you're not. You got to condense it and make it you. It might take some time because I wrote a bunch of treatments before I did. Matter of fact, going to LA was a treatment, and treatment's like a 2-page synopsis of the idea for the film. I wrote a shit ton somewhere in my storage or whatever I got. My blog, I have all these treatments. And Sony we'd actually pitched them. And then this is back in like 2000, early 2000. They made, with Jared Leto, they made like a Showtime going to California. They ripped it off, And I got an attorney at the time, and I was gonna, I think his name was Norton Townsley, maybe was his name. But then even though because we met, he was like a real entertainment attorney in Hollywood, like a, somewhat of a badass, I guess. And I think his name was Norton Townsley. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe, but we met a few times at his office, and he finally accepted. Then he warned me. He's like, hey, man, you're going to be blackballed. This might take 5 years to, and you might not get, it might be, and then you won't work again. I was like, no. And he told me some other stuff. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. I live and learn, But that's 20 years ago. And that's just how it happens. That's again, that's part of the process of like, you're onto something good when people are like, hey, because it's a smaller world than you think out there. All those production companies, there's a lot of them, but then again, they all talk. Especially now with the social media and the internet and everything. I sound like an old man, but it's real small. Um, and people will know, stuff will get out. Uh, but I have a good feeling about this. I, for one, I know it's good. I hate to but it is. It's got character. It's gonna be a film. It's gonna be awesome. Um, and again, if I had my way, I'd grab Hopper, Pen, and Cree, and bam, there you go. But we shall see. You never know. You gotta to coordinate people and get the funds. Now we could actually probably do it now cheaper than ever because of the technology. I mean, shit, they're shooting films on like iPhones and shit. So, and this is not like this isn't like, The Godfather or something or some kind of technique, no, it's a road film. And we could do it right. We are going to do it right. Yeah. And again, go check out Cree's. He's in a movie. Niall's son is Cree. He's an actor. He's doing great. Signs of Love. Go check it out. And let me know. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'll keep everybody updated on the GTLA, making of GTLA, going to LA, whatever. Because again, we have 2 scripts that could, go into production. Why not? Shoot them both at the same time. Who cares? And you would think that they'd want to get their meat hooks in this, But, and I've said this 1,000 times before, it's all about control. See, people want to just like give you a little bit of money and like, okay, get out of my face, which I get, I mean, I get it. I know the game, but we don't want to give up, why should we? It's going to go somewhere. Why should we get to people we don't even know? I don't like that. I'm loyal. I believe in, devotion. I know people don't say that much, but yeah, you got to be devoted. You got to be loyal. You're not going to get much done if you don't. You're going to be, lonely. You'll be by yourself. I don't know what happened. You got to have belief. You got to have foresight. Because there are people that will just write stuff and right. And I would too. Granted, if I had I would be doing that. I've never had the opportunity though. Like I have a book out, Ran to the Madman, Charlie Greer, Ran to the Madman. You can go to Amazon, check it out, whatever. I own the movie rights to that. They haven't paid me in 20 years. Again, I don't want to be too negative about it, but that's a thing. A lot of times the artist gets like the shitty end of the stick, And I used to promote my book. I used to do book signings, mostly group book signings where there's like a table and there's like 3, 5, 10 people. I'd always sell the most books, this, that, and the other. And then these other people at the book signing, it's like, what are you? Oh, I'm writing on a TV show, this, that, and that. I'm like, dude, throw me a bone. What the? It was all about like, a lot of it was cronyism, nepotism, like how they got their job. Like, well, my dad is, they were threatened by just an independent artist. And that goes for my music, for my art, my paintings. That's always been like an underlining theme of like, you think that you can get by with just your talent. Well, that ain't it. You got to be able to play this game and know these people. And sometimes you're just born into, that's cool. I mean, I get it. But that's what's wrong with Hollywood right now. They're leaning too much into that. They've forgotten about the independent artist, people that are from all over the world, small towns, this, that, and the other, that are talented, true artists. That it's shameful that most of them won't get a chance. Because again, some of these people, they're shy. They don't, they're not. Hey, they don't have to turn it on and go to a 4-hour martini party or whatever the fuck, dinner party. At first you might think, oh, that'd be great. I can't wait to do that. Come on, man. No. For me, anyways. That's my humble opinion. I don't like that kind of stuff. Maybe am I the asshole? Maybe I am. But It goes back to your limitations. What can you do and not do? Don't try to do. That's just my humble opinion. I don't want to try to do these things that I know that I'm setting myself up for disappointment, failure, stuff like that. See, there's certain control that I have to have over my being that I have to. I can't budge an inch because I know that if I do, then I'm tripping. The first step I take, I'm gonna, no. That's my power too. It's like, hey, and people will pick up on this. A lot of people just try to do too much and just, some people can, you know. For me, no. Like when we make the film, the making of GTLA or which one we make. Well, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna have a producer credit. I'm gonna have a writing credit. So is Niles. We want to be able to see every frame so we know our vision. And Niles has a great eye. He's a great photographer. He's a true artist. He ain't one of these dudes. He can do a lot. Like he's a technical guy too. See, that's tough. A lot of times when people are technical and this and that, they lose that creative edge. Well, Niles, he ain't like that. That's rare. And he's smart. And he's determined. He gonna, he's not gonna budge an inch. He's like me. There's certain things that we cannot budge. We're not being rude. We're not being stubborn even. We just have to protect. We got to be like the Papa Bear, or the Mama Bear, whatever. We got to protect ours, minds. Forget. We have to, and without losing that creative flair. See, that's the thing. That's the tightrope. You're on a tightrope, lad. You know what I mean? It's it's a balance. People forget about that. And if we're creative people, we will validate people's stagnant creative output. Just being around us for 5 minutes. We're like, what the? People get threatened. You would think it's all like, oh yeah, the creative world, artistic. People are people. Human behavior, psychology. They don't want you to do, it's like it's sad. But that's how it is. You just gotta go about your day and do it. I've always ran into that kind of stuff. I know people are born to certain things and this and that. And if we had different backgrounds where we might be doing better, because quite honestly, we've worked harder than most of these people combined, that's another, that's another thing that's threatening. You can't fake certain things, you think, you can, oh yeah, you can't. And you can't hide from certain things either. If you're that, again, I'm an artist. People are plumbers. People are policemen. People are clerks or whatever they are, mailmen. I'm an artist. It's tough living an artist life. And I've lived an artist life. How much fun I've had. I mean, I've lived 1,000 men's life. But I've had to, sometimes I wish I had it, but that's who I am. That's what I do. And I can't go changing, man. It isn't like today I'm gonna. Well, I can't. I can't run from me. So I lean into it. I'm like, well, okay, that's who I am. And it's like that saying, in certain circles, you're good for nothing. In other circles, you're a genius. People respect you. So stay in that circle. Don't go trying to, dip your beak all over. Stick to your guns. Find out what you like to do. Make it good. Perfect it. And stick to it. So yeah, comment below. Comment about go see Signs of Love. Again, it's got Cree, Niles' son, Hopper Pen. It's great. And then comment. Like, what do you think? Do you want to see the making of GTLA? Of course you do. You want to see going to LA? Yes. A resounding yes. We all do. What's on its way. That's all I can say. And look, I do this every day. Cut this one a little short. I got stuff to do today. But yeah, I love y'all. Again, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm sorry about my lighting. It's horrible. It's. Oh, and again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, which you do, the information is in the description for Zelle. So check it out. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.